So I will fight for comprehensive immigration reform and a path to citizenship for you and for your families across our country. I will fight to stop partisan attacks on the executive actions that would put dreamers, including those with us today, at risk of deportation. And if Congress continues to refuse to act as president, I would do everything possible under the law to go even further.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hillary Clinton, of course, this is all a big turnaround from what she said in '03, where she called them illegal aliens and said nobody should hire them. Joining us now is Noah Rothman, associate editor at hotair.com. Noah, good to see you. And you have two pieces up on Hillary. One asking the question, how much hypocrisy will liberals accept? And the other, whether or not Hillary is actually undamaged by the scandals. Let's start with the hypocrisy. That's an example here of an about face on a policy that she used to have.
Yeah, it's just one of many. I was on your colleague's show last night on the Daily Wrap, and we asked, what questions would you ask of Hillary Clinton? And one of them I submitted was that she has come out against the 1994 crime bill, against DOMA, against certain aspects of welfare reform. And I want to know whether or not she believes that her husband's presidency sent the Democratic Party backwards. And I believe that she would probably answer no, but just about all of her actions suggest that she has. She's reversed herself on so many positions that it's becoming glaringly obvious that she doesn't really have very many convictions. The left is willing to accept quite a bit of this, but I think they're reaching a breaking point when it comes to campaign finance reform. This is a cause that's very dear to the hearts of progressives. It's embraced by the likes of Bernie Sanders, who's challenging Hillary Clinton from her left. And she contends that she will be a champion for financial reform, campaign finance reform, as soon as she's elected. Right now, she's refusing to disclose her donors. She's cozying up to some very wealthy Democratic donors, obviously, as she has to. She plans on raising 9 figures for this presidency, for this presidential bid. And she doesn't really demonstrate any commitment beyond rhetorical commitment to campaign finance reform. And that's being mentioned rather disparagingly by the likes of Mother Jones, by economist Jeffrey Sachs, some people with some real unimpeachable liberal credentials. So some cracks are beginning to show.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And when we talk about the scandals, and I think Bill Clinton has done her more damage in the past couple of weeks than she had done to herself. I mean, she's not answering. I think Joe Scarborough mentioned today she's answered 7 questions from the press since she's announced 7 questions, or she's taken 7 questions. She hasn't answered them, but she's taken them. But I think Bill Clinton has done her a world of harm.
Yeah, I would agree with that. His interview on NBC seemed really defensive, and he tried to answer the questions about the family foundation and the improprieties that it looks like it's involved with, but he really didn't answer. I don't think he had satisfactory answers, so he couldn't really respond. But there's been some bizarre polling analysis, and I looked to the New York Times, which had a write-up of a CBS New York Times poll, which really declared that Hillary Clinton had virtually unscathed by the coverage of these scandals over the last couple of weeks, and cited a 9-point rebound in her favorability rating over the course of just a month. And that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
They didn't give you the numbers. And if you look at the numbers, they're abysmal. Her numbers are, she had an approval rating in the 20s in CBS, and it rebounded to the mid-30s.
Right.
But but the weirdness is that a lot of people are saying they no longer have an opinion about Hillary Clinton. They used to for the past a decade and a half. They've had a really firm opinion on her, and now a lot of people are saying they can't answer the question. They don't have an opinion. It's not to say they don't have an opinion. It's what they knew to be true isn't true.
Right.
That's a really bad sign for Hillary Clinton.
And those numbers, especially on trustworthiness and honesty, fly in the face of the poll that came out, I think, the day before from the NBC News and the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, the Wall Street Journal's numbers were definitely not good, and it was framed. The Times CBS poll was framed as this rebound, because the numbers were so horrible in the WSJ poll.
Yeah, 25% on the honesty. Let me ask you, you got a piece just up late today about a radio station in Guantanamo Bay?
Yeah, it's absolutely remarkable. According to a report in Vice News, the Obama administration has, the State Department has asked this radio station in Guantanamo Bay that has been broadcasting for 55 years with the slogan, "Rockin' in Fidel's Backyard," to ditch the slogan, ditch the merchandise, ditch the slogan, ditch anything that has to do with this, because it's overly antagonistic. to the Castro regime, which they're trying to thaw and repair relationships with. All that merchandise that has this slogan on it, which is deemed too offensive to the Castro regime, a communist dictatorial regime, used to actually fund a lot of the student activities that would take place with the student high school on the base. All that revenue is going out the window now, all in service to not offending people who deserve to be offended. It seems to be a theme this week.
Yeah, oh, it's a theme, all right. It is a theme. Maybe they could have them change their name to something anti-Netanyahu or anti-Israeli, and then they'll let them stay on the air. Noah, great to talk to you as always.
You too.
All right, folks, when we come back, a very important interview. The grid, the electric grid, EMP attack. Don't go away.